Let's see. I'm trying to see if it's started up again. Let's see. Okay. I'm trying to see if it's started up again. Okay. Okay, yeah, right. That was a mistake. I didn't think about it. All right.
Dying Light 2 represents one of the
Let's do this while I eat.
most staggering changes in development direction that I've personally experienced since my first time playing Mass Effect 2. Only instead of improving and advancing upon the foundation laid by the first game, Dying Light 2 seems to have done something completely different. In 2015, when Dying Light came out, my reaction to yet another zombie game in a notoriously oversaturated genre can be best described as,
what makes you so special?
you had The Last of Us, Dead Rising 3, The Walking Dead. These are just a few of the popular games at the time that Dying Light had to live up to. Its one intuitive mechanic was that during the daytime, the zombie horde was like this.
I'm stupid. I like karate. Duh.
But as soon as the sun goes down, this oppressive fear of night hung like a shroud above the city of Haran, and it really instilled a feeling of impending doom on the player while completing missions. This simple yet unique direction on the zombie genre sets you up for a heart-thumping thrill ride and one of my personal favorite experiences that gaming has to offer, at least in the first half. But we'll talk about that later. In my most recent video, which got 200 views, holy shit, that's probably more people than I've ever met in my life. I talked about how the strength of a game's intro really sets the tone and foreshadows the overall experience you're about to have. In just the first hour of gameplay, Techland manages to send a clear message. This is not Dying Light 1, and if that's what you were expecting, fuck you. The first thing you'll immediately notice is that
That's a bit extreme.
Dying Light 2 takes itself super seriously now. Remember how Dying Light 1 began with your elite Black Ops agent immediately beefing it on the landing? Dying Light 2 takes a slower approach. The introductory cutscene doesn't even beat
Okay, well, let's not pretend that Dying Light 1 is still serious. It wasn't goofy.
around the bush.
I mean, yeah, it's goofy, but like, God, will you just shut the fuck up? So they have stuff like that in the game, but it's, I mean, it's not like a comedy game.
Hey guys, remember all that work we did in Dying Light 1? Well, guess what? None of it fucking mattered. People didn't get vaccinated or wear their masks. It was the summer or some shit, and now civilization has fallen. Cut back to crutches over here.
Fall back! Fall back!
Dying Light 2 begins with this beautiful backdrop, followed by Aiden spitting some ironic truth.
You know, this game used to be more fun.
You then meet Spike, who sounds like an old friend,
Far too long. But don't get all mushy on me now.
until he says,
I think it's time we parted ways. I'm starting to worry about you. And you know our saying. You're starting to worry about someone, it means it's time to go.
"Oh fuck, Spike? I thought we were friends who went way back. Now all of a sudden you never want to see me again because I got spooked by some rats?" Anyway, after a little basic platforming and Spike teaching you how to roll a joint, you come across this abandoned estate where the owners had a doomsday party with their close friends that ended with them committing group suicide. I'll be honest, it's a pretty powerful moment, and Dying Light 2 really lays it on thick with this melancholic music and the slow camera pans of the deceased.
That's heartbreaking.
Is it heartbreaking though? I don't think so. I see this scene and I'm actually filled with content. These people knew the end was coming, they had a nice party with their loved ones, and, as Aiden says,
They died on their own terms.
and I remember in this moment feeling a disconnect between myself and the game. It wants me to feel bad, sad even, but it's difficult for me to do that when Aiden says shit like,
She was classy.
this disconnect is only further
Yeah.
underlined when, after cracking open a cold one with the cold ones, you are met with the
That's a
first
good point.
dialogue option in the
That
game.
dialogue was
Dialogue
weird.
options like this are supposed
She was
to be
classy. It doesn't
interesting
fit with the tone.
engaging. Instead, Dying Light 2 feels like a choice between fuck you, shut up, and I need to test the space bar.
Wait, what?
What was the point when it neither taught nor changed anything? Now this for me was when I started to see the cracks in Dying Light 2's foundation. Why even make it a dialogue option? Why am I not just spam clicking?
I don't know, bro. The story and dialogue. Look, I played a lot of Dying Light 2. I like the game. I like the parkour, and I like aspects of the gameplay. I do have a good time with it, but there's a ton of issues, and the story is probably one of the biggest ones. The story, the dialogue, it's all fucking boring and just I skip it too.
The spacebar to move the conversation forward. In narrative-heavy games, dialogue options usually present themselves as a unique road that multiple players will experience differently, even if the difference is minimal. Seeing Techland whiff one of the most basic concepts in narrative design gets worrying, since this is the same development team that had excellent pacing in Dying Light 1, for the most part. We'll talk about that later. Dying Light 1's first real mission after its initial introductory sequence has to be one of the most excellently paced examples in the video game landscape. This shit is really fascinating to me, and it's something that I think every aspiring game dev should experience at least once firsthand. Throughout this entire intro, the player is already aware of the danger at nightfall, hence the title, Dying Light. But as you're introduced to the city of Haran, you are merely teased by the darkness, going to sleep to pass the time, getting instructions on what to do in case of emergency, and narrowly making it back to safety just before nightfall. Your first true exposure to the night comes in the mission Airdrop. You see, the tower has come up with a plan to raid one of 2 Anizin drops. It's the medicine that slows the virus. At sunset, with the hope that the big bad guy will raid the other one, this plan fails and the mission is abandoned until the player character puts himself forward to take the risk of getting to the second airdrop. Narratively, this makes sense. You were saved by members of the tower, one of whom died. It makes you feel invested, as if you owe it to the tower, and since the GRE has given you confirmation that Brecken is not Suleiman, you feel right about the decision. You venture off right at the peak of sunset before Dying Light forces you to make a difficult decision that you may heavily disagree with. Destroy the Anizin in order to force the now desperate tower to open up talk with Rise in order to confirm his identity. After this, night befalls you for the first time. The volatiles emerge, the streets are no longer safe, and no one can help you.
Run.
Dashing through the streets, you are enveloped by a deafening chase soundtrack that thumps in your ears along with your heartbeat. The player character's breath sounds and fear really come alive through the game, which reacts to your pathing and forces you to face your fears head on until you are finally greeted by the warm embrace of UV light. You've made it. You've survived. That was only your first true night. This masterful sequence unfortunately did its job too well. Airdrop scared a lot of players so effectively that most opted to avoid night like the plague, seeking to sleep at every sunset, which is really a shame because it's a wonderful experience when you finally become the nocturnal apex predator of Haran. You see this same type of effective pacing in Resident Evil 7. It did its job too well, and the developers actually admitted that it was too scary. When a game like this does its job too well, when fear goes too far, it just entices the player to outsmart the game in order to make it a more tolerable experience. By comparison, let's look at the way Dying Light 2 presents you with First Nightfall. After being
That quote about that article said unexpected bowel movements. Like, people actually shit themselves playing RE7. I don't know if that happened. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of creepy stuff in that game, but come on now.
rescued by and introduced to Hakon, a character who is far too altruistic for his own good. Sexy ass motherfucker too, god damn. Just as a side note, if you ever see a minor character in a video game that has a little too much personality while never actually being of any significant importance in gameplay, chances are they will die later to further the plot. The two of you then proceed to secure an airdrop at sunset. Does that sound familiar? But oh no, it's dark now and you need to get back to safety. Except this entire sequence is safety. I mean, look at this. There's literally no danger here. There are no stakes. There's barely any zombies on the street despite the same type of intense music playing in the background. There's a sorry excuse for a chase sequence that's just meant to introduce you to the chase mechanic, but with Hakon leading the way, it barely feels real. And the climax is about as pathetic as it gets. You stand there fighting off one zombie at a time while Hakon bangs on a door, and then you get saved by perfectly timed UV lights and a goddamn cutscene. Compare this to the actual gameplay in Dying Light 1, sprinting for the light while too terrified to look behind you. Dying Light 2 utterly fails in presenting its unique mechanic in a meaningful, impactful way. And I think I speak for every Dying Light 1 fan when I say, Techland has thrown their once special IP into the melting pot of AAA games that do the same shit every year. It even does this infuriating title screen on Dying Light 1 exactly the way Modern Warfare does. Even still, it fails to live up to the standard of having an effective introductory sequence in the same way most AAA developers are able to produce. In doing my research for my previous video, 200 baby, come on! One Redditor correctly explained that a sense of power really helps hook you into the game. Dying Light 2 fails to present you with any sense of power at all. The first few zombies you fight after parting ways with Spike take multiple hits to kill, and the combat just doesn't feel right. Compare this to the Evil Dead game, where your attacks have this weight behind them, and you really feel the power behind a solid swing that connects with a satisfying intensity. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at this. This is fucking anal cheese, Techland. At first glance, I thought to myself, okay, maybe this is just a shitty introductory weapon that's meant to be replaced quickly. Nope. That piece of shit bat that Spike handed you is rare quality and does more damage than anything you pick up in your first few minutes of looting. The entire time I was slugging my way through this, I just kept thinking about how much I missed Dying Light 1's goofy yet satisfying combat, and it feels like a real kick in the nuts when even Dying Light 2 makes references to the first game like,
I wish Crane could have seen this.
Who?
Doesn't matter.
Why do you have to, fuck with us, goddammit?
This antenna joke really felt like Techland just taking off one of their Night Runner gloves and slapping me with it.
Well, at least I didn't have to climb to the top of this antenna.
I thought to myself, that's a nice reference. There's probably like an Easter egg or something up here. Maybe even a replacement for this fucking no-boil lasagna sheet. But instead, you get one of the worst possible screens in an open-world, free-climbing video game.
And if not, just have fun. The world's already ended, right? How could things get any worse?
Now, if you in any way looked into the development of Dying Light 2, you've likely been
It was a shit
screaming
show.
into your computer monitor for the last however long this video is now. Volatile in the room that I've yet to mention. The loss of 2 key writers at Techland right before Dying Light 2 was finished. It's never good news when you lose writers mid-development. A lot of the weakness in Dying Light 2 comes directly from the shortbread cookie of a story it's telling. But Dying Light 1's story isn't exactly a Strand-type story to begin with. Remember how I mentioned earlier that...
Yeah, I mean, the story in the first one isn't that good either, but I think it's still better than what they have here, because I think there's just too much story in Dying Light 2.
The first half of Dying Light 1 specifically is where the game is at its peak. The latter half of Dying Light 1 completely fumbles the story, and it loses complete control of the pacing and tempo it worked so hard to set for its first few hours. It introduces a second map, Old Town, but instead of it expanding the original map, it's a completely separate, island-like extension of Haran that only shares a fast travel poster in common. And it is introduced at such a weird time. You hit one of the main climaxes just before then, and it ends on such a leaving you hanging kind of note, but the new city feels like a time sink that you have to slog through before continuing the storyline. Dying Light 1 had such a strong start, but it goes from 0 to 100, then back down to 0, then it's dead for a while, then back to 100 before the ending. The same narrative mistakes that existed in Dying Light 1 are actually still present in Dying Light 2. I don't believe that the departure of key writers mid-development had that much of an effect on Dying Light 2's story, mostly because Dying Light 1's story wasn't exactly a genre-defining standard itself. I think if Dying Light 1's story was meh, Dying Light 2 is like meh sweetened with stevia. I remember in the months leading up to this game, it was reported that it would take over 500 hours to fully complete the game. You know, every time you hear this, you're probably thinking, oh great, I'm gonna have to collect a bunch of bullshit and climb an assload of scouting towers. And yeah, you'd pretty much be correct there. See, that's how Dying Light 2 dilutes its weak story, by throwing up as many other activities as it can to distract you from the atrocity you're bearing witness to. Kind of like how Safeco Field used to advertise a ton of alternate activities that you can do that don't include watching the fucking Mariners. Even its title warns you over how generic it is. Dying Light 2, because you get infected at the beginning of the game and periodically have to squeeze your butt cheeks real tight to prevent yourself from turning and therefore staying human. Does that sound
That's
familiar?
funny.
I realize that this is a pretty critical video and I'm judging the entirety of a game based on its introductory hour. Let me be very clear. This is a decent game. Techland continued to refine
it
its
is.
effective
It is.
parkour and movement system, although I'm not sure why there's even parkour combat to begin with. Wasn't the whole point of learning parkour to avoid combat? I remember what a humbling moment it was in Dying Light 1 when Brecken broke down and admitted that he was just a parkour instructor completely in over his head. But in Dying Light 2, it seems to be a skill that everyone you meet instinctively has, and society is now built around that skill. Regardless, I do think Dying Light 2 is worthy of your time if you need a fix for a zombie game right now, especially if you've never played Dying Light 1. Dying Light 2 is a divisive game among Dying Light 1 fans, so if you've never played the first one, I'm willing to bet that you'll actually thoroughly enjoy the second one. The downfall of this game is just that it's no longer unique for a zombie game right now, especially if you've never played.
I mean, he's right. It's actually correct because, but why is it in this video? That's just weird, but it's correct, yeah. Or like if you get stabbed, like leave it in because it's also helping to stop the extra bleeding. All right. Let's read the manual. Let's read this shit. Okay. Let's see. The year is 1997. It's the dead of night in Los Angeles. There has been a mass murder at a general hospital on the outskirts of downtown. The perpetrator is the director of the hospital, Richter Harris. He has shut himself up in the hospital and taken a number of patients as hostages. The police are helpless, unable to move in. Richter's only daughter, Laura Harris, hearing of the situation, the H's look a lot like B's, rushes to LA from San Francisco and drives alone to the tragic scene at the hospital grounds. Will Laura be able to penetrate the riddle of her transfigured father? Let's see. Oh god. Oh no, we need 8 megabytes of RAM. Shit. 4 megabytes of free hard drives. Fuck. I only have 64 gigabytes. I don't know if this is gonna work. 1 megabyte of... Fuck, 1 megabyte of VRAM? Fuck. Damn it. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work. Double speed CD-ROM. I don't know if is an NVMe drive, NVMe, is that gonna be enough? Jesus. Let's see. Okay, this is an old enough game to where it uses the arrows. Okay. Let's see. Item display. Items are displayed with the I key. So inventory. This is a PDF. These are photos of a book. Of an actual manual. That's interesting. It'd be cool if games came with those still. Press the left and right arrow keys to scroll items. The item display can be turned off with the I key. Throughout the game, you will come upon numerous items that can be manipulated in various ways. Everything is potentially helpful or harmful, so be on your toes. Spacebar is used to touch, open, or take or more things. What? Take one or more things, maybe is what they meant to say. Use the keypad arrows to move in the directions you wish to go. Due to its story, this game has a 2-hour time limit. Laura enters the hospital at 3 o'clock, but at 5 o'clock the other world is closed. The other world, okay, is closed off, so the game terminates. Be aware of the time while you're playing this game. Note, in keeping with the time limit, this game does not contain a save feature. Let's see, this game has multiple endings, which vary depending on the action of the protagonist. We hope you will play without giving up until the words "the end" appear. This game comes in a 2 CD set, so once during the game, the player must switch the current CD to the next one. Change the CDs according to that's fucking crazy. When an item, you could do that in MGS4 as well. When an item, I'm assuming it was normal back then. I wasn't even born yet. Let's see. When an item is, in 1997, I mean. When an item is necessary, it is automatically taken when it is found. That's good. To use an item, first display items with the inventory key. Set the item to be used by moving left and right. And then press space. So that's how to select an item, right? Let's see. Items which Laura has from the beginning. Clock, compact. Press the escape key to pause the game. Okay. We can either choose to continue. Let's see. Highlight, continue with the cursor and press enter. You will return to the spot at which the game is paused. D, let's see. Oh, sorry. Right, quit to quit out of D. Okay, yeah, right. To the return to the DOS prompt. Fuck, this game is old. Use the arrows key to highlight what you prefer. Change volume. Okay. How to enjoy this game. How to get 120% enjoyment. Holy shit. 120% out of your D. CD-ROM. Sorry. Make the room as dark as possible by drawing the curtains and turning off the lights. Playing on a dark night is best. I'll turn the light. I do have one light on, so I'll turn that off. Turn up the volume if playing in the middle of the night. And I am wearing headphones. Can you solve all the riddles? Probably not. All right, I'm gonna turn the light off. I'll be right back. I probably won't finish this game. All right. The lights are now completely off. No lighto. And let's do this. Let's play D. The infamous... Actually, I've never heard of this game before. D the game. Why is it called D? Alright. Oh, God. Jesus. Alright. Rosner Labs Software Group Incorporated. I don't know if you can even see this. I'll describe it to you if you can't see it. 1997 Los Angeles. It's wavy. It's a wavy image. There are bats. In front, there are bats. Then a mass murder has taken place in a hospital some distance away from downtown Los Angeles. Okay? We're getting a look at the hospital. The criminal is one of Richter Harris. We're looking at dead bodies in a hallway. There's a guy talking, but we can't hear him. It looks like it's him, and he's... Jesus fucking Christ. Shit was loud as fuck. He is one of America's... Okay, in a quiet, studious man... Who is director of the hospital, suddenly transformed into a mass murderer. Richter has seized a large number of hostages and barricaded himself in the hospital, where the police cannot reach him. We're driving like a Corvette. His daughter Laura hears the news, like she physically hears it, at school in San Francisco. Immediately, she drives to Los Angeles. I don't know if you can hear me. To find out what it is that has made her... Okay. Reaching the place she prepares to enter. Okay, here we go. There's a giant ball. Okay, chasing her. Okay, she's looking and she's surprised. She's turning a handle thing. She's looking... I think this is showing... some stuff that we might see in the game. Banging on... Okay. Walking into a room. Spike wall with a little bit of blood. Shaking her head. There's a lot of shaking her head here. She's trapped in a room. This is just a bunch of random collected scenes from the game, I guess. Okay, copyrights from 1995. I still have no idea if you can actually see this. I need to pull up the stream on my phone. Oh, it's all really tiny. Interesting. Okay, copyrights from 1995. You could zoom in. No idea if you can actually see this. Yeah, you can zoom in. You can zoom in. So that's fine. Because I can't, like, like there's, I don't know. Oh shit, you're not going to hear any of the audio. Are you? Fuck. Shit. DOSBox must be it. We're missing the action. Oh god. Huh. You can zoom in. You haven't missed much. There's a... Okay, I'm gonna close this. How in the world am I gonna get this to play? I have no clue. So yeah, it's opening DOSBox. Oh god. Let's see. Okay, if you press escape, the game immediately... Oh, this may not work. This just, like... It just may not... Why can I not barely... Oh, it's because it's turned up. Okay. Well. Alright. Okay. Now we're That's because it's turned up. It's okay. Well. Well. All right. That's because it's turned up. It's okay. I'm not sure how to do this. I don't think this is gonna happen. Damn. What if I, let's see. What if I just choose to capture the DOSBox window? Hey! Look at that shit, bruh. I'm a fucking genius. I'm a fucking genius, bitch. Hell yeah. Wait, now the game is fucked up for me. All right, I think I've got it now. I think I got it. Let's try this one more time. I'm not going to be able to see. I got to go on my phone and see if this worked. I didn't expect so many issues, but I guess it makes sense. I'm going to skip all this. I already read the backstory anyways, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. Can I open? Okay. Let's turn this down a bit, because that was pretty fucking loud. Let's see. So it's not going to be that big of a deal. Can I open? Okay. Fuck. Let's turn this down a bit, because that was pretty fucking loud. You can't actually see it. Fuck. Hold up. What if I turn down the resolution of my monitor? What if I turn down the resolution on my monitor? To like, I don't even know. What resolution would this be at? 480p? It doesn't even go down that low. What about 720? Let's see. What about this? That might work. Let's see. And I can just capture the window. Yeah, and then this, I can get rid of this. And you can just see like the fucking game straight up. And for me, it would be a little bit weird, honestly. Let's see. You can you can hear it. Okay, but fuck. Let's try this one more time. Let's try this one more time. God. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. I got it working. Holy shit. This is crazy. All right, I'm gonna skip this. All right, we got this shit working, bitch. Hell yeah. Okay. Shit. All right. So you can see it like full screen, and I have my the resolution on my monitor on my TV set to 800 by 600, and I got it pulled up in a window, and I can like, it's just pulled up in a window, but you can see it like without seeing the rest of my, because I can see my background. I have GOG opened up behind me here. Because once you alt tab, you can't go back full screen for some reason, which it's all right. Am I missing something? Yeah, because in order to GOG it, you have to, in order to have it not look weird, you have to alt tab, because it'll immediately fuck it up and put it in the top left hand corner. So, yeah, okay, cool. No food or beverages. Okay, so this chick, we've already skipped the music. What the fuck is that? What the hell are we doing? This game might be a little bit too old. Oh, man. That's funny. Sorry, I'm going to get my mouse out of the way. Sorry about that. Holy shit, bro. This game is so fucking old. God damn. Okay. Holy shit. This game this game might be a little too old. Jesus Christmas. Wait, what is going on here? Let's make this a little bit bigger. That way you don't have the weird thing. In fact, since it's so weird, why don't we just do this? Alright. Look at this shit, bruh. Alright. Let's get my inventory. God damn, son. Okay. I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this. Okay. Oh shit, here we go. Laura. Laura, you bitch.
This is your father.
I am your father. Laura.
Go back.
Go back.
You must not cross over to this side. This is another world born of my own mind.
Holy shit.
Laura.
Uh-huh.
Go back.
Where?
Come further and your world will be closed off from you. Laura.
Mm-hmm. I'm about to come. Alright. Alright. Okay. Let's go in here. This is fucking crazy, bro. Oh, fuck. Scared the shit out of me. The hell is this? Oh, it's like beer. We're in a hospital. What is this doing here? Enter. No, okay. Can I click on that? No, okay. Oh shit. It's that spike wall. Is she not dead? So if I walk over there, is it gonna like, I guess I'm gonna try it again. No, I think it's trying to tell me if you go over there. Well, now it's showing me a new thing. No. Okay. Gotcha. The fuck? Straight from the Matrix. What is the design of this hospital, dude? What even is this hospital? Shit's crazy. Shit's fantastic. Laughing and stastic. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's open this door, though. It's locked. Dude, how the fuck did people play these games, bruh? Well, why don't we go up the stairs? All right. Yeah, damn, this shit's loud. Okay. Let's try this door. This shit is so fucking loud, bro. Oh my god. What hospital is this? What hospital is this, dude? Seriously. How do you even get trapped in that place? Like, you open the door, it's like, how do you... maybe they activated it or something. And it, like, looked like a normal room before. Okay. Let's look at the painting. Can't really see much, to be honest. Let's see what's in here. Do they have like numbers on them or something? 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. Yeah. I don't know. Can I click on one? Can I enter? Nope. Really? Okay. It's kind of creepy, though. It is kind of creepy, I must admit. It is creepy. Alright, so, like... where do we go, you know? What is the... and also, what is this? Fuck. Let's see. So I can't open my inventory. Okay. Okay. So you had to walk over here. You had to walk there to get over here. Is that a key? A key? No. Okay. All right. This might be a dud. I'm going to be honest. I don't know where to go from here. Oh, fuck. Let's see. What is this game is called? This game is called D. Let's look up D real quick. Let's see. D, the game, PC. Okay. Let's see. Right, okay, you can pause, okay. Let's see. I'm trying to watch this person here. So they go... Alright, they go the same way I did. Let's see. They go directly up the stairs. They try that door. And then they go through this door. And then, so, fuck. So, let's see. So they go through here and then they open a thing. Like they open it. How do they open it? You know? I wonder. I must be missing something. Let's open up GOG. Let's see. I'm looking at GOG, then I'm going to, let's see, downloads, manual. Let's see, look at the manual here. Okay, spacebar. Spacebar to touch items. Okay, spacebar. Here we go. Here we go. Spacebar. There we go. Spacebar. That was the right thing. Okay, what is this piece of paper? Let's open numero dos. Okay. Let's open numero trace. Some blood. Let's open numero cuatro. Okay. Let's open numero cinco. So this person opened up. Let's see. Let's go back. When the person opened it up, what is this? Oh shit. Oh. The fuck was that? Okay. Okay. So there's a rag. All right. When this person opened it up on their thing, they found a beetle. Wait, no. What happened when they went up to it? When they went up to it, it played a cut. No, yeah, when they opened up the first one, it showed a beetle, then it showed a cutscene. Then they found a piece of paper. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, so I gotta press space bar if I want to interact. Okay, that's what I was missing, is I have to press space bar. I was trying to click on it. This is an MS-DOS game. I don't know if they even had mouse back then. Okay, there was a door that was unlocked. Or that was locked. This key may unlock it. Maybe. No, don't do that. Go back, good sir. Go back again. Okay. Come on. Oh, shit. All right. So let's go down here. Let's go down here. God damn. Loud ass shoes, bro. Should put on some slippers or something. All right. Let's go over here and look at this keg or whatever the hell this is. Maybe you could pour a little something on that rag. Who knows? I don't really know why you would do that, but... not really sure what that was supposed to mean. Let's see. So, they just kind of look at it, and that's it. So, I don't really know what that means. Obviously, we can't go over there. They love spikes. They love a good spike. Okay. Okay. Nice. All right. Dear Lord, it's just loud. He died reaching his hand into the thing. Okay. Maybe we use this. Okay. I don't know. I don't really know what's supposed to be going on. What the fuck? How did we miss this? Whoa, hey, brother. Brother. All right. We'll pull it, I guess. What? No clue. I don't know. Let's see. What did they do? Okay, they left. They looked into. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 This game is so slow. Oh shit. Why did I manage to only get the fucking point and click games, man? How did I manage that? Like, seriously. Man. Alright. I'm assuming 4-2 is what is supposed to be on the thingamajig. I'm assuming. Sorry. Fuck. Okay. Whoa, hey, what the fuck? Fuck. Why does it go back? Oh, shit. It gives you a crank. Alright, well, I went ahead and actually found the answer. Fuck. Hold up. Fuck. Wait, what? Fuck. Okay. I think I get it. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why does it not, like, damn. Look, it just keeps, I'm done. I'm fucking done with this bullshit. Alright. That game, I'm just not made for this. I'm just not made for this. I think I realized I was done when I was fucking around with trying to time the numbers right, even though I got it perfectly the first few times, and then I just couldn't seem to do it for some reason. I'm good. Okay. All right. Well, but all three of these games were absolutely dog shit. which I don't know what I was expecting. Honestly, I should have expected that. Let's see if there's another game that could be something interesting. Now this isn't that old, is it? 2020. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh God. Yeah, no thanks. I mean, I didn't pay for all these. Let's see. That one's not that old. 2008. Okay. Deathwing. That's not old. Blade of Darkness. 2021. That's not. I don't know. No, I've already played part of this game, and I know that this game is just like straight up like just actually good, you know? Like it's just an actually good game. So I don't know if we're allowed to play that. Let's see. Holy fuck, I have 3 of these. 3? I have all 3 Dracula games. And of course they all released in the same year. Because of course they did. Oh my god. I can't with these point and click games, dude. They fucking rip the will to live right out of you. What's Chasm? It's a Doom clone. In its purest form. Yeah. Well, this game is actually interesting, though. Wait, she's in the game? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, shit, bro. That's fucking creepy. Shit. I played part of this. I played like I did not play 10 hours of this. I left the game open for 10 hours. I played part of this too. Only 9 minutes? Wow. That's honestly way shorter than I thought. Like, I gotta say, there's something weird about point and click games where they're so, like, alluring, but they're so fucking annoying. I don't know. It's just, I don't know, it's just like that, you know? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 Holy shit. This game was released in 2008? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, 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 oh. See, Still Life. That's what I played. I played Still Life. Yeah. I like the vibe of this. Dude, if I was like a teenager during this time and I had a PC, I would be all over this fucking shit, bro. Let's see. The fuck? Why is my mouse like... That's weird. Why can't I move my mouse to the other thing? That's so strange. Mike, wait, that's so weird. Okay, why couldn't I move my mouse that whole time? Okay, so okay, this is interesting though. So Exodus, like, the fuck? The fuck? What? This got like a whole ass thing. Why can't... The fuck is going on? Why am my cursor is... My... Alright, hold up. Hold on. I am so confused. I can't move my fucking mouse. Like I can't fucking get to the other thing. The fuck? What? Hold on. It's gonna be all fucky. It's so weird. I can't like... I've never had this ever happen. I've never had this happen before. Huh. Fuck. I've never had this happen. What if I alt tab to OBS? I still can't do it. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just gonna make this it, since for some reason it's not working. Okay. All right. Well, let's do this. Okay. Because I wanted to watch this. Because it says right here, it says, for those who don't know, Archetype Entertainment has a lot of devs from BungieWare, BioWare, and Bungie. So that's interesting. So let's watch this shit.
Preparing to transfer now.
There was a secret level episode on Amazon. You know, secret level. It's this thing made by the Love, Death, and Robots guys. Wasn't a huge fan of it, but this Exodus was one of the things I had no idea what that game was. Apparently, it must be this.
This is your last chance to bail, June.
Do it.
I have no idea. Here. I have no idea what the deal is with it. Like, what is it?
Loaded weapon is a hell of a way to greet your new partner.
So you're June.
We're burning time. Now that we're all best of friends, let's make each other rich.
I'm not just here to look pretty. I got away with celestial tech.
I see a lot of potential in this new partnership.
Let me light the way for you.
Target acquired.
Many thanks again for your help.
Was the frog talking?
This place is forbidden. The price is death.
That's what it means to be a traveler.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, so Exodus, that is the thing, is okay, cool. Yeah, that's what the secret level thing was about, so huh. This is interesting.
I am a
What am I doing?
thought leader. You know that I'm a thought leader because I'm wearing a blazer, I have glasses, and I've just done this with my hand.
In the early 2010s, TED Talks were highly regarded around the world for giving the public never-before-seen access to the world's brightest minds.
I just couldn't put my finger.
Huge bust, huge bust, huge bust, huge bust. You keep going.
But somewhere along the way, something changed. Today, the conference has a reputation for being little more than a place for people to roleplay as tech visionaries.
What is a birthday? I think it can best be understood by breaking down the word birth and day.
Whether it's due to overall poor quality control or the insane rumors about the way they treat speakers they don't agree with,
Eddie Wong came in here,
Very
and Eddie
interesting,
Wong
yeah.
told his gross story that makes you just go, ew, Ted.
these talks have undeniably gone from thought-provoking to provoking thoughts no one asked for.
One thing I am certain of is that no one ever heard me at work. I made sure of
You guys will not be able to believe, like, your eyes. Watch the success stories my lab's had.
The TED conference actually goes back to
All right.
1984, when a man named Richard Saul Wurman wanted to bring together
Whoa. Where's Ted? Where the fuck is Ted? Have I been lied to? Where the fuck is Ted?
thinkers from different fields to share ideas worth spreading. It's initially
I want to make
aimed at
sure my
people
audio
working
is
in
good.
the newly established Silicon Valley, where companies like Apple, Atari, and LucasArts are more interested in the big ideas behind technology rather than the computer parts themselves. So TED was created as a place where they can share these ideas about the emerging fields of technology, entertainment, and design. All in all, this first event serves as a good proof of concept.
Digital audio is becoming something that is more well known. I'm not sure how many of you have actually had a chance to hear it. By 1990, when Silicon Valley is the tech hub of the world, TED is pretty much their official annual conference, with a
We're good.
small but devout community of TEDsters who bring in revolutionary ideas from all sorts of fields.
We make computers.
Hell yeah.
The best weapon we have to explore this new world is the one between our ears, providing its logo. What is the collective noun for computer people?
And this conference was good for me. Was it good for you?
Creepy as fuck.
This has been Richard's dream all along.
There was 150 women and 411 men, 50 people with PhDs. There are 24 people from 9 countries.
And with his vision now fully realized, he's tired. This is when devout TEDster Chris Anderson comes to the rescue.
And I think you have a right to know
that I paid $14 million for this.
Really? That's fucking crazy.
Fortunately, he's just the guy for the job, because
Okay.
Chris knows what TED means to people.
no selling, no corporate board, no bandwagoning, no platforms. Just the pursuit of interest wherever it lies. That's not going to be changed at all.
What are you
Oh, if
doing?
only knew. In 2006, after seeing the potential of online media sharing, Chris introduces TED.com, opening the gates of this exclusive conference to the world. However, while this might appear to be a great thing for you and me, many of the OG TEDsters would argue that removing exclusivity might end up making it worse for everyone, as the event becomes less about ideas worth spreading and more about just ideas. They post their first talks from the 2006 conference. Needless to say, people are stunned.
At some point during the next 4 days, your brain might explode. By then, you won't even care. It's time for TED.
But things were just getting started. Public figures begin to see TED in a whole new light, not just for exchanging ideas, but also coming across to consumers as more human. Like, yeah, I know that's literally Ghislaine Maxwell, but guys, she saw a plastic hanger in the ocean, and now she cares about the ocean.
I was devastated. I was angry, and I understood immediately that the ocean was in trouble.
No, I think she was just scared for her part
Dude,
of
what the
ocean.
fuck is that outfit, bro? She needs to be in Still Life, dude. She is fucking ready for Still Life. Still Life 3, featuring fucking Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever the fuck her name is.
If you know what I'm saying. Because she's a pet. The speaker lineup in
Well,
2007 brings TED to a whole new level. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, the founders of Google, the founder and CEO of Amazon, Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Airlines, Bill Clinton, who
He's
won
the founder of the
prestigious
United States.
TED Prize.
You're looking at a woman.
Monica
who is publicly
Lewinsky.
silent.
More partners and fewer terrorists, with more productive citizens. And
they even got director J.J. Abrams.
When I talked to the kind rep from TED,
He's talking about The Box. The Box by Roddy Ricch. Talking about the Mystery Box by Roddy Ricch.
You know, what should I talk about? He said, don't worry about it, just be profound.
Anyway, the list goes on. In the following years, that list gets even longer. However, despite the quality of their speakers and ideas, the
Is that Albert Einstein?
viewers simply weren't satisfied.
kidding.
They wanted more, to which Chris politely
I
responds,
am not
"Why don't you
Albert
make your own?"
Einstein.
Introducing TEDx.
I'm
The
sorry.
idea is simple. Give
Oh,
everyone the ability
God.
to host their own TED Talk. Genius, right? But can't I just get a stage and get a bunch of speakers to do the same thing? No. Are you fucking kidding me? You really think people are going to listen
Fucking
to some guy
idiot.
standing on a stage with no red letters behind him? Of course not, but that's okay. Just pay us and we'll send you your own. It'll have a little watermark indicating that you're
Hell
nothing.
yeah.
Trust me, no one's gonna notice. For a little while, these TEDx talks were pretty good, but very soon things took a turn for the worse. And the biggest red flag was right there from the start.
Surprising thing.
See, I had no idea. Like there was I didn't even know that there was an official and non-official thing.
About today's meeting is that we here at TED have had almost nothing to do with it.
Now a huge chunk of TED's brand is something they admit they have nothing to do with. It was obvious the floodgates had opened. The barrier to entry wasn't just lowered, it was obliterated. Even though they added the X, most people see them as one and the same. TEDx ruined TED's public perception. For the longest time, I didn't know the difference. I suspect a lot of people are the same. People start asking questions, like what ideas could a 5-year-old possibly have that are worth spreading?
Talking about why kids should have an hour-long recess.
Hell yeah.
Ronnie, I really want to play Scherzo Tarantella by Wieniawski, and he just went, you are not capable of that. And I was angry, but I was determined because I had played this piece before.
Yeah, if your teacher says you're not ready for something, it's most likely because you are not.
Bro, she's good as fuck. Bro, shit. Sorry. All right, here we go.
Sounds like she put too much rosin on her bow.
Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. This shit sucks. I knew the whole time, bro. I was playing you. I was seeing if you could tell that she was doing it completely horribly wrong. She's dog shit.
So tight.
TED has become a brand machine, turning complex ideas into...
I mean, yeah, some of it sounded a little bit weird, but I thought it sounded pretty good.
18 minutes.
As someone who has no idea, is not classically trained ear with my fuck.
Viral sellable chunks. Perfect for consultants looking to beef up their credentials. Remember when Chris said this?
No selling, no corporate bullshit.
Famous last words.
This is the My Roast.
Holy shit. It's the My Roast. Holy
It is a 2-kilo
fuck.
roaster, also comes in a 5-kilo model, made entirely of stainless steel.
No selling, no corporate bullshit.
No more need for any kind of school, certifications.
Okay, but it's not corporate bullshit. It's not selling. He's just trying to get as many people to be aware of the amazing product called the My Roast.
Any kind that
Fucking idiot.
you've mastered your craft.
Damn Brits.
To earn credibility. All you need is an uplifting and engaging story. Then you can sit back and let the big red letters do the rest. Many people who seek to wield the power of the letters are relatively harmless, using them for nothing more than to roleplay as Silicon Valley visionaries. But some for much
Holy
more selfish
shit,
reasons,
I never thought
or
about
even
that before.
downright evil ones. At the 2014 TED Med or Medical
Who is this? Oh, it's this
Lady
chick.
Elizabeth
It's this
Holmes takes the
chick.
stage to
It's
speak
this
about
lady.
her revolutionary new device
It's
that
this
she
lady.
claims has the potential to
Hi, it's me.
disrupt the evil medical industry.
What's her name?
An industry that
Elizabeth or
makes
something.
Billions of dollars a year off people's suffering. Well, not anymore.
The health,
The health, well-being
of every person, of those we love, is
a basic human right. Fix your
Is your left
fix your
foot itching
jacket.
when you're worrying you might have scabies? Have you swallowed a battery and wondering how long until you turn into Mr. Electric? Well, in this
Yeah.
talk, Elizabeth basically promises that with one prick of the finger, this device can determine that.
I can tell you there was one prick in that room, and it was right up on stage.
In November, a judge sentenced her to more than 11 years in prison after she raised many millions of dollars from investors by making false claims about her company.
Turns out all of it was a
Whoopsie.
lie, and even with actual scientists calling it out from the very start, this lie was still somehow able to make it all the way to store shelves. Patients were misdiagnosed with everything from diabetes
Holy
to cancer.
fuck.
She was able to trick people out of millions of dollars and make it on
She
the cover of
she's also simultaneously cute and not at all. It's weird. Cute and terrifying.
by tricking people into thinking she knew what she was talking about.
Like she could murder
That is
me.
the power behind the red letters.
But maybe
Ted
I
knows it.
want that?
They also know that now the people do too.
2009, I met a thought leader, and I asked him, how did you
How many
become a
thoughts
thought
does he
leader?" You know
lead?
what he said? He said, I don't know.
He doesn't know?
Now that doesn't sound important, and it's not.
I see TED Talks mentioned more often again. However, in a rather negative way, like, well, after he's done spending all that Kickstarter money and running the company into the ground, he can always go write a book about it and hold a lame TED Talk to promote it.
I lost my job because I used my corporate card on my gambling accounts.
Things got to the point where people started to criticize TED on
I
their own
watched that. I
platform.
think I watched one on gambling actually.
Some would go up and make the speech topic problems they have with TED, and others would do talks about nothing at all, just to prove how easy it was to get a talk.
That's hilarious. Oh my god. Bro, I know that guy. I know that guy. This guy's fucking insane. I'm not even kidding. He's weird. He's fucking weird. This guy, I think his name is Sam something, bro. He's fucking weird. I'm not even kidding. I'm not joking.
I have this water here. Give me like 25 seconds here.
He's one of those guys where you can't tell if he's racist in like a massive like douchebag homophobe racist or if he's actually chill. You can't tell.
Give me like 10 more seconds.
After this wave of hate, things got a little more serious, with some referring to it as a cult. There's talks online about an early Joe Rogan episode featuring Eddie Huang.
I don't know who that
is.
is.
Following their cult-like orders. However, this video and all traces of the episode are taken down. But
Bruh.
this isn't all too uncharacteristic of them, as they've been known to do their fair share of banning of speakers whose ideas they deemed not worthy of spreading. But the ones they didn't allow seem pretty tame to me. They banned Nick Hanauer's talk named Rich People Don't Create Jobs. The talk was deemed too political and never put online.
Okay.
In 2013, Rupert Sheldrake was banned for giving a talk called Exposing Scientific Dogmas. And after removing the video, TED released a brief statement about their reasoning behind the ban. We feel a responsibility not to provide a platform for talks which appear to have crossed the line into pseudoscience. I'll just let that sink in. Let me just remind you all that, aside from the little Theranos slip up, these are the same people who let this lady talk about why superhero posing in the bathroom is scientifically proven to better your health.
The people who can use it the most are the ones with no
What?
resources and no technology and no status and no power. Give it
What?
to them because they can do it in private. They need their bodies, privacy, and 2 minutes, and it can significantly change the outcomes of their life.
This was later proven to be false by another scientific study which showed it's 100% proven to make you look like a fucking idiot. Anyway, pretty recently, TED did something that seems to be an acknowledgement of their past mistakes, showing that they agree the conference has strayed far from its original mission. Earlier this year, they decided to change they're not changing anything.
Things that were kind of evolving.
They are evolving.
Gotcha.
Their tagline. This is third evolution. This is rise.
Shit.
From ideas worth spreading to
Okay, here we go.
ideas change everything.
Nice.
What does that even mean?
One of the things that we're kind
Good
of
work,
evolving
Monique.
is our tagline and our mission statement.
Yeah.
From ideas worth spreading to ideas change everything.
Wow. That's great. That's great. Wow. That's great. That's awesome.
It wasn't too long ago that Guinness was known solely for being the gold standard in recognizing the extraordinary.
Say I was to run 101 yards and say this is the world's fastest 101 yard time. Would you let it in?
No, records have got to have some sort of significance. There are some things which are so crazy that nobody else ever does them.
But now?
Yeah, about to say they'll give a record for anything.
It's no secret that with each passing year, as more and more records are being made,
largest drag queen storytime event.
What?
Bucket of fried chicken.
they're slowly running out of reasons to exist.
It's also the state that has the fastest edible food
It's a cake made of a big car made of a cake.
And between rumors of some overall
What?
shady business practices, scamming people out of 10,
Shady business practices with the Guinness Book of World Records? The fuck? What are they doing? Are they stealing your shit? Are they stealing your records? They're like, I built a house out of a cake. And they'll take it and they're like, bitch, we built a house out of a cake, bitch. What you talking about? Fuck you. What are they doing, bruh?
and making some questionable moral judgments regarding
Holy shit, that's Michael McConaughey.
charity.
They just ruined their entire image in my own mind.
It's clear why people no longer trust them to
I don't
be
know who that is.
the ultimate authority.
They denied my record because I did it for charity?
Fucking Evil Incorporated. What the hell? That's crazy. What?
I'm not even trolling right now. I swear on God.
The craziest part about all
Dude, hasn't Dude Perfect gotten a world record? Then they do that shit for money on YouTube.
of this is that the book's creators initially tried to prevent this exact scenario. The story goes that in 1951, two twins, Norris
I had no idea they've been around that long.
and Ross McWhirter, are put in charge of creating the book after an executive from Guinness Brewery approaches them with an idea. He
Are you fucking kidding me? From Guinness Brewery? Like the beer?
explains that recently while at a pub, he got into an argument over Europe's fastest bird, but was unable to come to a satisfying conclusion. Now, arguments usually mark the end of something. A band, a relationship, a life. But this one marked the start of something big. A book to settle these debates. A true encyclopedia of superlatives in human achievement and the natural world. The widest, the biggest,
Hell
the
yeah.
longest. They could distribute it to pubs for free as a promotional item. Norris and Ross, while being pretty out of the ordinary people themselves, are also really good at collecting statistics. So the man from Guinness approaches them to take on this little marketing stunt. They accept.
They have not just collected these items, in fact, they have memorized them as well. It's really fantastic. Who had the largest family in the world?
Oh, that's a Russian woman called Madame Fyodor Vasile, had 69 children in 27 confinements.
And just like that, the Guinness Book of Superlatives is
Gr-
born. While it was
bruh.
originally just supposed to be a free promotional item,
Alright.
it quickly captures the imagination of the world. This first edition is far from the book we know today. It's got some iconic records like Roger Bannister's 4-Minute Mile and Robert Wadlow's Height. It's also got quite a few that are, let's just say, lost to time. Not sure I can even show all these. Heaviest heavyweight, most successful complainer, tallest giant S. You also have shortest dwarf, not to be confused with shortest human. Greatest mass killing, oh my god. The wettest place. That's incorrect. Well, there certainly are a few oddball entries in here. The McWhirter twins try their best to make sure each record is accurate and universally significant, at least a little bit.
Say I was to run 101 yards and say this is the world's fastest 101 yard time. Would you let it in?
Certainly not, no, because it'd be too ingenious. No, that would just be fudging it. No, records have got to have some sort of significance, and they've got to be internationally competitive. There are some things which are so crazy that nobody else ever does them.
By the 1970s, the McWhirter twins have successfully taken what was essentially a marketing gimmick and turned it into gold. In the end, they're the ones really responsible for giving Guinness a reputation of being an accurate, official source of information. And things
Damn.
only continue to get better until 1975.
Uh-oh.
You see, outside of Guinness, the twins take part in their fair share of political activism.
What?
These antics eventually lead to them pulling the wrong strings. Both Norris and Ross are vocal critics of a group called the Provisional Irish Republican Army. And one day,
Oh,
two of
shit.
its members decide to pew Ross McWhirter outside of his home. He's rushed to the hospital, but the wounds are simply too much. This event takes a massive toll on Norris.
Do you find that you can function just as well on your own or on your
Well, an identical twin is really genetically the same person, and really, every day, I miss him.
After 5 days of being numbed by grief, he launches an anti-terror movement and says to reporters, "I am resigned to being a target. I take the view I've had a good life, and that I owe something to Ross's memory."
But the book, despite the tragic loss of Ross, has gone on from strength to strength.
Norris parts ways with Guinness World Records in 1989, taking any semblance of integrity they had left with him, and marking the start of
3,
some big changes.
2, 1.
It's now the 1990s, and Guinness finds themselves in an interesting spot. While at their core, they're still just a company created as a marketing gimmick. Now people generally see them as the ultimate authority over who gets the title of best in the world. It's like if the NFL invented football and get to pick who wins the Super Bowl. And seeing that there's no longer anything preventing them from profiting off this position, they start testing the waters to see just how far people will go for a title like that. And
Nice little Tony Soprano. Nice little Tony Soprano feeding the duckies.
The youngest pilot to travel around the world in a single-engine airplane in 30 days. Their plane crashed into the Pacific Ocean shortly after takeoff on the final leg of their trip.
And to advertisers, it's a PR goldmine.
The largest bucket of fried chicken.
Fast forward, it's 2008. Guinness World Records has been sold to the Jim Pattinson Group, the same guys that make the Ripley's Believe It or Not books. And the advent of Google puts book sales in a steady decline. But lucky for Guinness, they have nothing to worry about. The Jim Pattinson Group sees much more potential in their other products.
That dude looks slimy as fuck.
My frame, medals, badges, and the certificates for the volunteers.
Welcome to the Guinness World Record logo store. How can we help you look like a more important person today?
Hell yeah. Look, dude, perfect.
Title, long time coming. Congratulations, you're officially amazing once again.
This side of the business only played a small part in their sales.
It's what I was talking about.
We discovered that in the last few years, a big chunk of Guinness World Records income now comes from helping companies and other clients invent and break new records to get publicity. What's next?
Oh, this is the other part of the challenge. Okay, I think it'll work.
Hey Swifties, I am the Guinness World Record holder for the most Taylor Swift songs identified from their lyrics in 1 minute.
Guinness World Records has also sent adjudicators to Saudi Arabia to certify records like their world's largest flagpole. And has repeatedly worked with the Dubai police force, helping them break 11 records.
Now you have no option but to buy a Guinness World Record. Sorry, I should revise that. You can submit an application to get one for free, but good luck with that. Pray to make your mark in history. Yes.
The fuck?
Yes. What? Back in 2023, I wanted to try my hand at getting the Guinness World Record for most lotion squirted in one hand in 1 minute. I didn't know about priority applications, so I just filled out a free one. And within a few hours, they were pleased to inform me that they got my application. Only at the bottom of the email, they said, "We will aim to process your application within 12 weeks. Please note that only a small number of new records, meeting all our criteria, are accepted every week. I can see you guys
biggest user of the poo emoji.
Biggest user of the poo emoji?
For urgent claims requiring an immediate answer, you can use our priority service, which ensures that your record application is assessed by our expert team. I can only assume this is what they mean by expert team.
The more weird it sounds, the better it is, and don't think about it.
Oh god, that sound effect was crazy.
Unfortunately,
bro.
Decided to not read the rest of it. Thanks for not wasting my time. It's not to say they haven't wasted plenty of other people's. We've been looking into making the world's largest cotton candy sculpture, and this is currently held by a YouTuber. We wanted to do this for National Cotton Candy Day. When I reached out to Guinness, they told me it was going to cost $25,000 to apply for this. We make freaking cotton candy, for God's sake.
I can't write 7 songs on 7 continents in 7 weeks and get in the Guinness Book of World Records because they don't know what a song is.
Huh?
So they wanted $25,000.
Are you the oldest living person? Do you want Guinness to believe you? As long as your credit card goes through. Also, remember earlier when Norris McWhorter said this on a talk show?
No, records have got to have some sort of significance. There are some things which are so crazy that nobody else ever does them, and therefore they haven't really got anything to compare.
It's funny he says that.
At some point, a record is so bizarrely specific, it ceases to be impressive.
They no longer see records as milestones, but as money-making opportunities. Guinness is now exactly what Norris feared. Feats ranging from pointless to downright silly litter the pages. It gets so out of control that some even make a hobby of collecting them. Ashrita Furman holds the record in this category for once being the proud owner of 600 of them.
Holy shit.
Pattern. Fastest mile dribbling a basketball while on a pogo stick. Fastest mile somersaulting. Fastest mile stilt walking on spring-loaded stilts. Fastest mile balancing a pool cue. Fastest mile walking standing on shovels as stilts.
Say I was to run 101 yards and say this is the world's fastest 101 yard time. Would you let it in?
Certainly not, no.
While these people might just be having some fun,
Yeah.
the records showcase a big problem with the new Guinness. Guinness World Records is turning what should be a celebration of human achievement into an exercise of corporate greed, or in some cases, worse.
What?
Yo, what's going on, guys? Doug Sensor Martin here. Hope you guys are having a great day.
Earlier this year,
Dude is
professional
fucking
gamer and
crazy.
fitness influencer Doug Sensor Martin sets out to break the world record
Bro is
for
ripped.
most amount of pull-ups in 24 hours, previously set by Kenta Adachi with 8,940.
Holy shit.
In February
I can't do
2024,
one.
He posts this video to YouTube.
I can't even do one good pull-up.
Few months. I've been training to break a Guinness World Record for the most pull-ups in 24 hours.
Are
He
you
explains to
okay?
his fans that to get the world record, he needs to train. And
What
because of that,
happened? Why is he
his professional
crying?
Gaming career needs to be put on hold.
Why is he
the last thing I
crying?
want to do is play and hold that team back.
And with that out of the way,
Why is he
gets to
crying?
work.
Your boy Doug Sensor Martin, and I'm out.
Why are you crying?
To make sure everything's official, he pays for an adjudicator, pays the priority application fees, and pays the merchant to use the logo. They
Jesus,
set
bro,
the date for September 8th.
$25,000,
Absolutely
man.
confident and certain that we're going to be able to attempt this record tomorrow.
He also announces he's going to be doing the record for charity.
11 a.m. Eastern, we're going to be raising money for Project Purple, which is a charity to try to save lives through pancreatic cancer.
And after months of non-stop training, the day finally arrives. With the adjudicator
Jesus.
present, his family and friends surrounding him, and thousands of people watching on the internet, everything seems to be going according to plan. Now he
That's
just needs to break the record.
crazy. I never heard about this. Wait, he has special gloves. Did the other guy have gloves
Hours
too?
pass.
He's gonna break the fucking record. He already broke it. Within
What's this? 8,938, 8,939, 8,940. With almost 5
he
hours
broke
left
that.
on the clock.
Holy shit!
Legend, the one and only Doug Sensor Martin is officially the world record holder.
5 hours is a long time. So he keeps going and proceeds
Hell
to shatter
yeah.
the previous score by an astounding 300 pull-ups.
Guys, I'm not kidding. Now is the time to go wild.
Now I'm not sure how good the form is when you're on 9,250, but
And he gives the thumbs up. He's done it. Phase Sensor Martin is now the proud owner of a Guinness World Record. But not
Wait, I just got word on my application for Guinness.
If you remember earlier, I showed this clip.
We are absolutely confident and certain that we're going to be able to attempt this record tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be raising money for Project Purple, which is a charity to try to save lives through pancreatic cancer. And my grandmother died of pancreatic cancer when I was 12.
Uh-oh. Apparently Guinness has a rule which says this.
If you represent a business, agency, charity, or government, or if you wish to make use of the Guinness World Record licensed worldwide logos or services of the adjudicators, they denied my record because I did it for charity? Wait, I'm not even trolling right now. I swear on God.
People are
Oh
see
my
Guinness-
God.
Many people see Guinness as simply out of touch, but others call their morals into question.
The Guinness Book of World Records, quite frankly, are on some hoes. Acting like a bunch of hoes. I'm actually disgusted.
They can deny it all they want.
Bruh.
But we all saw Doug do it. And thanks to the fact there were thousands of people vouching for him and multiple articles.
And
written
hopefully
on the
they still
situation,
raised
Guinness
money.
responds to the outrage saying, hey, settle down. We'll give him the record. He just did a couple things incorrectly. For one, he filled out the wrong application. And we're fine if someone does a record for charity. They just have to pay the required fee to do it is all.
Okay, what's the fee?
What? A fee?
What
For
is
supporting
it?
a charity? The truth is, it's not a matter of Guinness being good or bad.
Oh,
but
God.
rather misunderstood.
Yeah.
For so long, they were on a pedestal.
Come on,
But recently,
guys.
People are beginning to
They're
realize
down to
that
earth,
they're
bro.
just a business at the end of the day. The
No,
only thing
no,
we
they're
can do
good. They
is
care
treat
about
it as
you.
such.
They care
And
about
realize
you.
that
They don't
being
want
the best
money.
in the world isn't
They're
all
just
it's
about
cracked up to
being
be.
the
It
best
won't
in the
make you
world
famous.
for stuff
It
or
won't
something.
make people respect you. In fact, it might make them respect you less. And it definitely won't make you happy.
Oh my God,
The
my
only thing
girlfriend's
that
on
can
this
do
video.
that
What the hell?
is trying to be the
Sandra, what are you
best
doing?
you
Oh shit.
that you can be.
That's an old hand. Don't point at me. Oh, sorry. Tried to lick it. I tried to lick it. Oh, I tried to lick it. Oh. Mark Cuban's $2 billion lie.
Mark Cuban lied. How this face became a billionaire. It's all a lie. Maybe this guy started everything, and Mark Cuban.
Who is that?
Harder than
Baldy McGee
in the history of tech, and I'll prove it. What I found is shocking.
Holy
streaming,
shit!
Everything YouTube does. Yeah. We started that.
You started that.
It was called AudioNet, and we started in 1995.
You started that, huh? Okay. All right, bud. No one could have possibly had the idea of streaming video online. That could never happen. That's true.
Started streaming? Don't be so modest, Mark Cuban. Who was the real tech genius who single-handedly invented streaming?
How much technical savvy was required? How much did you understand, could do yourself?
I did all the technology, and then we hired engineer after engineer.
You did all the technology? What the fuck does that mean, bro?
After engineer to implement it. And so...
You did the technology, but you had to get engineers to implement it? What does that mean? You wrote all the code, and then you had the engineers drive it to the internet? What are you talking about?
Yeah. From putting together a multicast network to software to just all these different...
Inventors invent. Mark did the technology, and it started with ROI.
ROI.
Return on investment?
ROI. You know what that stands for?
Return on
investment. Nope. Radio on internet.
Radio on
Gotcha.
internet. ROI. That was a charming fictional moron named Russ Hanneman who invented radio on the internet. He'll give us insight into the real Mark Cuban. Here's the real Mark Cuban's story of how he invented ROI. I'm not saying the story's real, but Mark Cuban has told this story, repeated it, some version of it for decades.
Then one of my buddies from college, Todd Wagner, sat down with me, and this was in 1995.
Wait, are you telling me this man did bad things? Yeah, I don't believe that.
He was like, you know, there's this whole new thing called the internet. There's got to be a way we can use this to listen to Indiana basketball. We set up this website called AudioNet, and the next thing you know, video comes along, and we turned it into a company called Broadcast.com. And so we started what turned out to be the very first streaming company.
No, you didn't. That was Mark's story until 2012 when Chris Jabe did an extremely rare interview.
We'll talk about how Mark Cuban came into the story, but I'm wondering are you ever resentful that people say that Mark Cuban is the founder and completely write you out of the story?
Yeah, of course, there's a little bit of that. It's hard not to because of the way it sort of ended up, in it being promoted in the media, and because of the way he positioned the story.
That was Cameron Chris Jabe. He started Cameron Audio Networks in 1989. He was the original founder of what would become AudioNet and then Broadcast.com, but his name wasn't on all the press releases, news articles, videos, documentaries, incredible Silicon Valley shows. This smile got all the recognition. Watch.
Of course not, but I do it anyway, because I want it.
You're putting your
Holy shit, that's the camera guy. That's the boom mic guy from The Office.
future in the hands of the man who put radio on the internet. I can only assume that he mentioned that to you.
It may have come up. Oh, this guy? That's the guy? Yeah, that's the guy.
Does he actually smile like that with his upper and lower teeth at the same time?
The guy is a joke.
How does he even do that?
He's a boorish, pompous, womanizing douchebag.
Chris's name wasn't even on the Wikipedia page as a founder until
I was trying to do that. I was trying to do the smile.
After it, Chris started with broadcasting sports events inside stadiums with these like radio pager things, but says, what about outside of stadiums? He started working on maybe the first satellite radio company, but the internet gets fast in 1994. Real fast, a whole 28.8 kilobytes home modem fast.
Holy
That's
shit.
Like 0.028 of a megabyte fast. Okay, that's stupid slow. Co-founder Todd Wagner, Mark's lawyer friend, introduces Chris to Mark in late 1994 and
within 10 minutes of me giving him this pitch that I'd given 100 times, Mark said, I'm in. I'll do it. And at that point, he gave me a check for $10,000 and said, and on the bottom of that check, it said 2% of the company. And at the time, I really didn't think anything of it, so I took the check.
Classic Mark. He's the only one on Earth with this genius ability.
I guess the other thing is, like you see on Shark Tank, I can look at any business. I don't care what it is. And in 10 seconds, I know all about the business. And so...
Right. He must be a billionaire from Shark Tank alone. No?
Are you up all time on Shark Tank investments?
Nah, not... Am I up financially?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I've gotten beat.
Really?
A couple.
No. Well, as Russ Hanneman says, it's not always about the money.
You know, one of the things being in the 3 Comma Club has taught me, Richard, is it's not always about money. Sometimes it's about wisdom. Did I lose a B? Close to it. But I bet I gained 2B in wisdom.
So you lost it all?
One of them worked.
One out of 36?
Well, Mark Cuban got this one right. 2, actually. Mark Cuban had a successful computer integration business that he sold to CompuServe before this. He's not an idiot, not a complete idiot. He really had a talent for hooking up computers, installing software, servers, and he knows how to sell BS. A lot of it. Come to think of it, Russ Hanneman isn't a complete moron either.
Start a subscription revenue model?
What? Revenue? No. No revenue. No revenue. I'll call you back. What? Why would you go after revenue?
Yeah, right.
Because
Fucking idiot.
To make money?
No. Bitch.
If you show revenue, people will ask how much, and it will never be enough.
Yeah.
It's not about how much you earn.
Yeah.
It's about what you're worth. And who's worth the most? Company.
Business. Oh,
Lovely
fuck.
coincidence.
Never mind.
Anyway, when Broadcast.com sold to Yahoo for about $5.7 billion, they were making negative $16 million on sales of $22 million. Yes, you do the math. Companies that are worth the most lose money. Chris needed more money to lose fast. This was the dot-com boom era. He asked for $1 million from Mark, but Mark only gave him that check for $10K. But remember, at the bottom, it said for 2% of the company. This became a giant problem. Mark wanted his investment non-dilutable. Why?
Things will come back, so we try to be protective in the contract so that you can't just immediately raise money 2 days later. You can't immediately dilute us in other ways, and just,
Now, non-dilutable is smart. Otherwise, an evil investor can just issue new shares of stock and dilute your shares and screw you out of your own company. It's how Mark Zuckerberg screwed over his co-founder, Eduardo Saverin. All you need to do is pump out more shares for yourself and dilute the other founder's shares.
Mark!
Easy.
He's wired in. Sorry? He's wired in. Is he?
Yes.
You issued 24 million new shares of stock. You were told that if new investors How came much along... were your shares diluted? How much were his?
But Chris says, hold on, hey,
This non-dilutable doesn't make sense. It's not fair to all the other investors.
Mark, it's not really fair if I make your shares non-dilutable because my family has been investing in this for 5 years and all their shares are dilutable. They
Bruh.
argue about it for a few months, and then Real Audio Player comes out, and Mark says, what?
Mark said, Chris, I really don't need you. You really don't have that much to add. I can pretty much do or get people to do what you're doing. So I was a little bummed, to say the least.
But then Mark says, hey, wait, hold on, just kidding. I actually do need you. Chris had been calling 80 to 100 broadcasters per day from all over the country acquiring streaming rights. Plus, when guys named Mark steal companies, founders sue.
And I'll bet what you hated the most is that they identified me as a co-founder of Facebook, which I am. You better lawyer up, asshole, because I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything.
So Mark Cuban has a better idea.
what if I just bought your company?
It's not for sale.
Yes, it is.
Go to hell. I'll call you, Turtle.
Thank you, Mark, for that reenactment of investing in a company and then taking it over in a hostile manner. Very believable. The douchebaggery, on point. So
Can I
Todd,
kiss-
the
sorry.
co-founder lawyer, makes the offer. Chris would receive a paycheck for only $2,500
Is that Ben Shapiro's
a month
cousin in
to
the bottom
train
right?
the new team, a couple
Is
days
that
a
Ben
week
Shapiro's
to
uncle
acquire
in the
more
middle left?
broadcasting licenses. Remember, he built relationships by attaining broadcasting rights over the last 5 years. And Chris would get to keep just a fraction of his own company. Chris, was that easy?
It was hard to take 10% of a company that I developed 100% from scratch.
Cuban became the driving force of AudioNet.
Mark overall really wanted to see it as his company.
See, Chris initially went to Mark for funds to build the software that would become Real Audio Player. Well, Chris claims that Real Audio Player launched, and once that happened, all Mark needed was to acquire content, transfer it to a computer, slap it on a website, and people could click to stream with Real Audio Player. That wasn't Mark's story. Who's lying? Mark? Did streaming technology such as Real Audio Player exist?
But was it technology even there?
No, it wasn't at that point, but I figured I could figure it out. And there were ways using WAV files and stuff that you could transmit audio. That had been done for a long time. But actually streaming it over the internet in a more efficient manner, that hadn't been done. So I set up a website, and we called it AudioNet, and then we went to a local radio station here in Dallas, KLIF.
Well, you heard him. The technology wasn't there because Mark claims he did the technology. But here's the truth. Real Networks was founded by an ex-Microsoft executive named Rob Glasser in February of 1994. In November of 1994, he filed the patent for streaming for click-to-stream technology. 1994 streaming patent. Hold on, Mark. What do you think about streaming patents?
So we're violating their patent.
At some point, patents are important for innovation, right?
No. No.
I mean, what, you blow up the whole patent system?
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't need it?
Don't need it.
It wasn't necessary for broadcast.com?
No. I mean, look, if patent litigation,
Oh, Mark Cuban, streaming patents would have only been necessary for broadcast.com if you invented streaming. Joking. Mark once explained that even though he was always having to invent new ways of streaming audio and video, he didn't get patents because he thinks they inhibit technology. He's so humble. Real Networks eventually got their patent for
he is. You're joking, but he's really humble. You fucking idiot.
1995, Real Audio Player was released, a revolutionary free streaming audio player that would be used by more than 85% of streamed content on the internet. Mark, what was the date on the first radio recording you used for streaming? Not the live streaming, but your prototype test.
Using these exact...
There they are.
These exact tapes, right? August 10th, KLIF.
Exhibit A, August 10th, 1995. What a
Wow.
coincidence that
That's
the
the day I
first
was
free
born.
streaming audio player was released on April 3rd of 1995. And then 4 months later, Mark Cuban was also inventing streaming first.
He invented it, you ass. Of course he did.
Streaming technology didn't exist yet. But here's
Yeah,
the
it
thing. Domain
didn't.
registration records show
Stupid.
AudioNet.com wasn't even registered until August 13, 1995. Chris's original company became AudioNet in September of 1995, 5 months after Real Audio Player was unveiled. Here's the nail in the coffin. 2 nails. I found 2 Wall Street Journal articles from the late 90s that say Todd Wagner and Mark Cuban launched AudioNet when they, quote, learned about Real Networks, software for streaming audio signals, that was Real Audio Player, over the internet, and decided they would use it to help radio stations put their broadcasts online. But it wasn't until after April 1995 that the two decided to offer radio programs. Proof. The founder name you don't see here or anywhere else is Chris Jabe. After his 2012 interview, Bloomberg did a Mark Cuban documentary. And while Cuban won't acknowledge Chris as a founder, when pressed, co-founder lawyer, Todd Wagner
Okay, I don't get that joke.
acknowledges Chris in the
He's
weirdest
a lawyer,
lawyerly
okay.
way possible.
But co-founder Todd Wagner does acknowledge Jabe's participation.
He was there for a very brief period of time, and then he went on to the next thing. He owned a slug of equity and did just fine.
AudioNet did better than just fine.
Translation, we screwed him. Chris signed that 10% deal, hardly a slug of equity, but he made a grave mistake. His shares were dilutable.
Right.
And what do marks do to founders who have shares that are dilutable?
What was
Whoopsie.
Mr. Zuckerberg's ownership share diluted down to?
1 cent.
It wasn't.
Cortana.
What was Thiel's ownership share diluted down to? It wasn't. And what was your ownership share diluted down to?
1.00001%.
Marks dilute.
Cortana,
hard.
suck my penis.
When
Wait,
Broadcast.com
that wasn't
sold
funny.
to Yahoo in 1999 for $5.7 billion. Chris's 10% shares were worth less than 1% of the company. Mark still made about $2 billion, but Chris would never make it to the 3 Comma Club.
I like this painting. Is it sperm?
No, 3 commas. Know what has 3 commas in it, Richard?
A sentence with 2 appositive phrases in it?
$1 billion.
It's $1 billion, you
Yeah, I'm
dickhead.
in the 3 Comma Club.
Yeah,
You
I am
play your
too.
cards right, you could be in the 3 Comma Club too.
I'm in the 3 Comma Club. I'm in.
Could be.
I'm in it. I'm in it already.
Chris
I'm in
had
it.
less than 1%.
I'm in that
but
shit.
That's still around $50 million. And his whole family that invested in him, they all became millionaires too. Chris is grateful. I personally would have been the most bitter millionaire on earth, but Chris was grateful that Mark took his company to the 3 Comma Club.
Mark overall really wanted to see it as his company. He had made it, gone from really an idea to reality. He never really wanted to acknowledge me as a founder.
But he now gives Chris Jabe full credit for the idea. Listen.
So we would get together and he's like, look, he's got this other guy he knows who's doing this thing with pagers to try to get sports audio transmitted to pagers. And I'm like, no, that's crazy. And I'm like, look, there's got to be a way, this new internet, and I've been playing with the internet. I'm like, there's got to be a way that I can figure out how to, transmit audio and eventually video over the internet so that we can solve that problem.
Oh, wait, that's right, no. Mark gives him zero credit. Chris was just some guy now with a crazy, stupid idea.
Yeah,
And
who's a
Chris may
freaking
have started
idiot,
with radio
loser
pages,
bitch.
But he was way
Come on, Chris.
past that point in '94 before he even met Mark Cuban. In Chris's 2012 interview, Andrew, the interviewer, provides proof to Chris that Chris was looking for an internet partner for ROI, Radio on Internet, on a public forum in June of 1994.
Or America Online. Our company has developed a really kick-ass premium service, and we're looking to partner in online services. Remember when you can go to news groups and put messages like this up?
That is interesting. I do remember that kind of stuff going on. Basically, I was just reaching out to anybody that had a network to figure out a way to grow the vision that we had. This was probably before I even met Mark, I would guess. Wait, what was the date on that?
June 6, 94.
Yeah, that would have been about 3 or 4 months before we even met. So I was just...
Chris doesn't care. He just laughs and is like, oh, yeah, I guess that's proof I was looking to invent radio on internet before I even met Mark Cuban. That's funny because everyone thinks Mark Cuban is the genius who invented radio on internet. Mark Cuban needed the recognition. He needed 3 commas. And he remembers exactly how it happened.
I remember the second I became a billionaire. I was naked, sitting right there, just clicking and refreshing, watching my stock rise. And when
Dick
it happened,
in hand.
I popped the rod so fast, I went blind for a full minute. Nutted all over those cushions.
Oh my God, he literally did.
Sorry, that was Russ Hanneman again. I don't even know if he's supposed to be Mark Cuban. Here's Mark Cuban's real story.
And I remember sitting in my house in second bedroom where I had a PC set up, and it was getting close, right? Because it was going nuts. Hitting F5, the refresh key, right on old, and there it was. I'm sitting like basically naked on this chair, hitting this thing, going boom, 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 until it hit it, bounced around, did my little billionaire dance song.
That's
and
insane.
It was insane, man.
Is that when
takes
you're
the-
super rich? When you're a billionaire?
Yeah.
Of course, Broadcast.com shut down just a few years after Yahoo bought it because it was wildly unprofitable and anyone could stream at that point. In fact, streaming was available before Mark Cuban started his company. Subscribe, the end.
Can I kiss you? Shut the fuck up, Aiden. Stop. I'm sorry. Holy shit. Welcome.
But you've been offered $1 billion for your YouTube channel.
Well, with all the companies, yeah.
What's your number right now?
It's going to sound dumb, but
Yeah.
like probably like 10 billion, 20 billion.
I think he's right. 10 to 20 billion dollars the right number.
I think it might have been for his empire.
Oh my God! For the entire empire.
I don't think he takes a multi-billion-dollar acquisition right now. There's just too much upside in the business right now.
Just for festivals.
Yeah.
How did he pull it off? Everything. He has over 60 billion views.
Holy
on the planet
shit.
Of 8 billion.
If you want to make
Lick
everybody
my
happy,
balls and call me Jimmy.
Get leader sell ice cream.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes of his.
Like his idol, He didn't get here by being nice. It started with chaos. This is the origin story.
I'm here to
of
kill
Jimmy's
chaos.
At age 26, Jimmy is already one of the greatest entrepreneurs to ever live. Mr. Beast's main channel alone hit over 3 billion views in June. That's a little over 100 million views per day. The Super Bowl gets a little over 100 million views total. Jimmy, you uploaded your first video at age 13.
Zombie pigman. Ooh. This may be a challenge.
What happened before that?
To be honest, I've literally never had anyone ask me about anything before 12. Like, my life basically started when I made my first video. Everything before that it's kind of like a blur in my head because it's almost like irrelevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's completely normal to blur out your entire childhood.
Yeah.
There's chaos.
Yeah.
This is the only mention of Mr. Beast's father in all his videos.
This next voicemail is from my dad. It's 2 years old and I've never opened it, so...
It's your dad. Just want to call and congratulate you on getting most improved player last night. And I want to see how you did in the game. So give me a call when you get out of the shower or wherever you're at.
Just how bad was it?
It literally doesn't get any worse than I was. Like,
yeah.
I really didn't have any friends. Like I said, tons of pimples, no money, no, like, dad. It was just, like, my mom who was working all the time. Like, it's a miracle I'm here.
First part? True. It is a miracle.
Here's the second part. I'm your dad.
Oh. Interesting.
No, second part. He does have a dad. It's not Jay Leno. Why did Jimmy call this the proudest day of his life?
So, you saw me carrying this, and so I wanted to give you money to put towards your house or something. Don't you owe a lot of money in your house? Yes. So, I wanted to give you a check to help you pay for it.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe paying off his mom's mortgage was much, 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 much more than financial freedom.
So, by profession, I'm a retired lieutenant colonel who spent 21 years on active duty in the Army. For 20 of those years, I was emotionally, sexually, and physically abused by my abusive husband, who ironically was also a Army officer.
This is his mom's book. It's a survival story. It's graphic. It's tragic. If true, Jimmy's father should be in prison. And she described those years the same way Jimmy did.
It's literally when I dig deep back, it's just like all a blur.
And she kept it a secret. But the children witnessed more and more. Sue stopped talking to people because if they found out, that would be crazy. That would be straight up suicide. I'll say game over. And Jimmy?
I believe your baseball coach was like, I don't think I heard Jimmy say like more than 2 sentences at any point.
Yeah, people thought I was mute. We didn't have the best upbringing. Like, my parents were in the military, and I was just raised with my mom, who was always working, so we didn't have tons of money. So, like, most of my life, I was just kind of home alone.
Jimmy, now the most viewed entertainer, wasn't talking at all. His mother starts having all sorts of medical problems, and then his sister is diagnosed with leukemia.
Holy fuck.
This is a nightmare. It couldn't go on. I realized my 2 boys could become abusers themselves. After all, they had been witnessing my abuser's cruelty for years. After Jimmy's father tried to end his mother's life, they finally escaped. But they couldn't escape the mountain of death they left behind. Tom wiped out their life savings.
See, I don't look, if you're not going to say kill or suicide, because of the algorithm, don't say game over. Don't say that. That's fucking rude.
The height of the financial crisis, Sue files for bankruptcy twice. So instead of giving up, Sue worked with the courts, worked multiple jobs through all of this to keep her home and 3 children safe and alive, literally. That same home, that same mortgage was later paid off by Jimmy. But how did Jimmy pull it all off? With no money, medical bills piling up, no dad, Jimmy stumbles on a possible escape.
I have a memory of this one video I watched back then where one of my favorite creators, Woody's Gamertag, quit his job and went full-time on YouTube. And this was like before, like, a lot of people didn't even know you could make money on YouTube back then. I remember seeing that. I was like 12. And it kind of just clicked in my head. I was like, wait a minute. You can make money doing this.
Jimmy takes a crappy laptop and secretly begins to make gaming videos for 2 years. It didn't go smoothly.
You're probably thinking you've been doing YouTube for 2 years, and if you've only come out to 100 plus videos, a little over 100 videos, and I've actually uploaded like over 300 videos to this channel, but a lot of my older videos sucked, and it was mostly because it was with a poor mic, which I'm going to talk about later in this video, and I just deleted them because the quality of them sucked.
It seems like a waste of time, but this is now the advice of the world's greatest YouTuber.
I would say just
fail. Like, just a lot of people get analysis paralysis, and they'll just sit there, and all you need to do is, this applies to people who have not uploaded videos but have dreams of being a YouTuber, is make 100 videos and improve something every time.
And about 2 years in, money starts trickling in.
It took me 75,000 views to make my first $100 off of YouTube.
About $1 a day. This is a rags to riches story. He slowly inches his way up to 1,000 subscribers.
Look at it. Isn't it beautiful?
Jimmy still wanted to play pro baseball, but tragedy strikes yet
I
again.
guess I'll start off by telling you my story with Crohn's. I got it in 9th grade, and I was going to the bathroom like 7 times a day. I had unbelievable pain every time, threw up like every other day, and I lost 30 pounds, spent an entire summer laying in my bed. Tons of fatigue, bunch of problems, yada, yada, yada. Give me your sympathy.
Yada, yada, yada. It was worse than a 15-year-old would describe.
Jimmy's diagnosis of Crohn's was earth-shattering. He didn't have an ability to hold down any food. It was months and months and months for us to figure out a treatment plan so that he could start eating again.
I literally just shrank down to like skin and bones. Yeah, baseball just kind of went out the window then.
This is also where he gives up on YouTube, briefly.
And I just wasn't having fun, and I just quit.
But on April 1st, 2015, at age 16, without dreams of baseball, he commits.
Because, you know, I was thinking, I don't want to be in the future, you know, like 10 years from now, and I don't want to wonder, you know, how big could my YouTube channel have gotten? So I'm going to try to commit myself to making a video every other day for the next 3 months and just see where my YouTube channel goes. And if I'm happy where it gets at the end of that time period, then I'll keep uploading. If not, I'll probably quit.
Just a few weeks later, after going all in, he surpasses 2,000 subscribers and casually manifests his future at the end of a video.
10 years from now, I will be famous on YouTube, and you're going to think to yourself, I remember watching this guy back before he had 3,000 subscribers. Man, did this guy's content suck back then.
And it's off to the races. He starts uploading twice a day, but he's headed in the wrong direction.
It's not original, and it's really hard to become known on YouTube doing video game commentaries. It's too generic. It's not unique at all. You can't get anywhere doing this in 2015.
He also notices something else.
But one thing I noticed is my PewDiePie, how much PewDiePie makes 2014 video, that has almost 50,000 views, which is pretty crazy, because I believe like a week ago it had like 45,000 or something like that.
He realizes potential in videos that aren't all about gaming. So why game when you can just YouTube? He begins to experiment.
Do it! Do what?
Just do it!
Do what?
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
I got it. I should make a video about not knowing what to make a video about.
Do it!
By the end of the summer, he's 17, with 7,000 subscribers, surpassing 500,000 views per month. The kid people thought was mute speaks. Oh, he speaks YouTube real well. But then the worst tragedy of his life strikes.
She was just like, Jimmy, do you make YouTube videos? And I was just like, yeah. And one of the first things she noticed is that I've been doing this for over 3 years. And she was like, why didn't you tell me you've been doing this? You know, because it is kind of weird that I've been sitting in my room for 3 years making YouTube videos, and she's just now figuring out that that's what I've been doing.
Mom, what did you think he was doing in his room all day for 3 years?
I'd be walking past his room and he'd just be talking to people on the computer.
But am I the only one that's noticed every other song on the radio is Taylor Swift?
I thought it was the people he was gaming with. I thought it was baseball friends. I thought it was people from high school. Never, ever did I connect that he was actually doing YouTube videos.
Jump forward a year, safe in his room, he turns 18 and does something only an 18-year-old could possibly think of.
This is a table. I'm going to take these plastic knives. I'm going to cut right here.
I'm going to cut all the way through it.
So yeah, I just cut this table in half using a plastic knife. Sorry if I sound out of breath.
That's all it takes to hit 50,000 subs? Oh, okay. I'll show you chaos.
So 2 gallons of gas, 4 pounds of tannerite, with the tablet on top of it.
Well, this is it, boys.
Honestly, I can't, I don't understand. Okay, 3 weeks ago, I was at 50,000 subscribers. Now I'm almost at, like, I literally doubled in size in 3 weeks. I don't get it, like.
But summer's almost over and Mama's got plans.
You say, okay, you go to college. I just thought you do that was what you're supposed to do. You drop out of college, you gotta leave my house.
See, Jimmy never thought highly of school.
School is a waste of time.
And reality sinks in.
Things like clicked. I was like, oh my gosh,
I'm 18. I'm only making like $200 a month. It's like, this is it. And I'm going like 15 hours every day. And I went to like college for like 2 weeks. I'm like, why? Like, why am I here? Like, what is this? I hate this with it. And I just got up and left. I just didn't go.
So finally he was just tired of tap dancing. He goes, yeah, I dropped out, haven't been. I'm like, okay, then you have to leave my house. It was so sad. I tell you.
The desperation leads the college dropout to turn up the volume on the shenanigans to full volume, full chaos.
This is a $1,000 keyboard.
And as his classmates ready for their second semester, Jimmy has a breakthrough.
I'm about to count to 100,000.
He proceeds to count for 40 hours.
This is the first.
That sweeps the entire
This is the
nation. It
first
was on the news
video that I
because
saw of his.
Why? All Jimmy hears is pain equals views.
I'm bleeding. Well, Logan Paul. 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 Logan Paul.
More importantly, his real education begins.
Most of my growth came actually after I graduated high school. Basically what I did was I somehow found these other like 4 lunatics. We were all super small YouTubers. And we basically talked every day for 1,000 days in a row and did nothing but just like hyper study like what makes a good video, what makes a good thumbnail, what's good pacing, like how to go viral. We would just get on Skype every morning, and like some days like I'd get on Skype at 7 a.m. and I'd be in the call until like 10 p.m. and then I'd go to bed, I'd wake up and I'd do it again.
They were studying the algorithm. It's more powerful than any MBA degree because, well, what is the algorithm?
Essentially, by studying the algorithm, you'll learn that you're more studying human psychology, right? What do humans want to watch? Anytime you say the word algorithm, just replace it with audience, and it works perfectly. Like, the algorithm didn't like that video? No, the audience didn't like that video. Literally, that's it. If people are clicking and watching, then it gets promoted more. And that's literally all the algorithm does, is reflect what the people want. 2AT.
It's what the people want, and businesses pay for that. He quickly lands his first sponsorship deal and blows it.
And I'm like, no, I want $10,000. And he's like, 5,000. I'm like, no, I want 10,000. I just want to walk out my front door and go give it to a homeless person. And he's like, really? 10. So, if you want to take.
Yeah, I saw this video too.
I'm not joking.
This concept of charity for views, aka Charity Pon, would later be at the center of his controversy.
But I've always thought, if you're going to do something nice for somebody and you stick a camera in their face while you do it, you didn't do a nice thing for somebody. You gained something. You gave one guy $10,000 who needed it to eat, and now the revenue you generated from that video is way more than what you gave.
Those are ex-MrBeast employees who are gaining millions of views for saying MrBeast only does charity for views. But when you see a thumbnail like that, what do you have to do?
I also saw
That's
that
just something
video.
You have to click. Like, so you were saying, like, how would you describe a good thumbnail? Like that. You know what I mean? Like
Thumbnail 101, something you gotta click.
Also, like, is he being a sociopath? I don't really know on it. I mean, people love to throw around words like that. But what I will say, whenever it comes to people like, oh, you did that thing only to get this other thing. You only did that thing that was good just to like get more stuff. You didn't do it for the right reason. But my thought on that is that as long as someone, like, given the $10,000, someone still got $10,000. This pizza guy still got $10,000. Whether or not MrBeast was doing it for the right reasons or not, I mean, the guy still got $10,000.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
I hope they asked her for her consent to record.
And when you do, the reactions are emotional, visceral. You feel them, like the pizza guy who came back to thank him.
So I was here earlier.
Yeah?
I just I wanted to thank you a lot. Let me explain a little. I work a lot this week. I'm actually scheduled about 90 hours. I have a
What
wife
the
and 4 girls, I have a third on the way. And so, like, you gave me money, but what money meant, like, to me is I actually got to ask someone to take the rest of my shift. I was supposed to be there for 1 again.
Wait, now be like shocked. Like, have your hands over your face, like you're emotional as you can be. So, like, have your hand reaching for it, and then, like, be like shocked. Like, you're, yeah.
And yes, he exploits them. This was the same business model that paid off his mom's house just 1 year after she kicked his behind out.
But if I don't give it to you, I don't have a viral video.
So you're using me for views?
Yes. But you get money too, so we're both happy.
So you use me for views, and I get to pay off my mortgage?
Mm-hmm. I think it works out pretty well.
What an entrepreneur!
The deal's transparent. It's beautiful and exploitative at the same time. Did you see Mr. Beast's 2019 Super Bowl stunt? Even Casey Neistat,
I didn't
fellow
actually
YouTuber,
see that.
one of the greats, was so confused by Mr. Beast's true intentions, he had to ask. And you can tell he's thinking, kid, you're gonna get canceled.
Literally just tweeted.
Like an idea like that is expensive and difficult to realize. Do you do that because you know it's going to be great content, or do you do that out of like a blind love and loyalty to Felix?
No, obviously great content. Like if I was doing things out of blind, well, it's hard because I want to help PewDiePie. So the video has to go viral though to help him. You see what I'm saying?
Have you f***ed up yet on YouTube?
No, I haven't. I feel like at some point I'm gonna like slip up, do something on accident, and then like people are gonna turn on me.
So
but
you haven't had to make an apology video.
No,
yet.
not yet. I mean,
that's incredible.
And Mr. Beast knew he'd eventually get into trouble. By the way, Super Bowl's end, that Super Bowl stunt is now up to 44 million
I haven't
views
seen that.
and still
Maybe I
growing
did.
as
I don't know.
his
Maybe I did at
success,
some
Mr.
point.
Beast's success just keeps compounding. Problem is, he also needs to compound the chaos in each video. Each must outdo the last, which is why Mr. Beast strategically gambles all his money into the next video.
I think in 10 years, YouTube's going to be ginormous, and I just want to be the biggest YouTuber in the world in 10
Like,
years.
you're not a degenerate like myself.
When it comes to gambling, yes, but...
Which, by the way, that surprised me. You're very smart with your money.
The guy who just throws away millions of dollars on YouTube videos is a gambler. Who would have thought?
Or maybe he's just a degenerate gambler. Point is, he goes all in every hand, and it paid off so far. The problem is the fear factor effect.
What was it about it that it was just too much, repetitive?
It was the same thing over and over again. We did 148 episodes. After a while, it's just like, Jesus Christ, how many animal can you serve people? What it was the show had to get more and more extreme, and it was very dangerous. Like, it was freaking me out. Like, one of them, we had these people chained to a tree with bungee cords that were attached to a helicopter, okay?
Wow.
And they had to figure out the right locks to unlock the bungee cord, or the straps that keep them to the tree. And then as soon as they do, they undo the strap, and they go shooting out into space, into the center of this gigantic canyon, and they're bouncing underneath this helicopter. Wow. And I remember thinking, like, this doesn't... If we could do this 1,000 times, one of them, someone's going to die.
Yeah.
And then we got canceled because we served people jizz.
Was that the final straw?
What?
Yeah. They had to drink donkey cum.
And that was too much.
That was it.
For a reality game show
the
to survive, you
fuck?
must compound chaos with equal parts safety and creativity. You can't just keep feeding people nasty
Oh,
things.
that's
You'll
fucking
end up with
gross.
Joe
Oh
Rogan
my
feeding
god,
people
that's
donkey
fucking
juice.
gross.
New, creative,
That makes
good
me want to
ideas.
throw up.
Do you have, like,
Oh.
an idea that
Oh
you
my
come up with while you're driving your
god.
car or something? Like,
So that's where it gets interesting. The idea is so freaking important. Like, you could, theoretically, most YouTubers watching this, you could pull triple the views with half the work if you just had better ideas. Like, no joke, it's that extreme. Or actually, a better example would be 1 million views and 30 million views. The video with 30 million views usually didn't put in 30 times the effort. Like, they might have put in 2 or 3 times the effort and just had a way better idea. So I used to just spend an hour every day brainstorming ideas. I don't anymore, but like probably like 4 years, that just every day I just spend an hour.
You tip pizza guys $10,000? How about tipping the pizza guy the whole house? Compound the chaos with creativity. Jimmy amassed $4 million in cash and completely blew it on recreating Squid Game, giving 456 people the chance to win $456,000 in real life. It was epic. Now, spoiler alert, the original Squid Game presented an untypical villain. He was a sweet old man, he was cute, and he was dying. He entered the competition as a contestant because he believed that real wealth could only be achieved through struggle and competition. Song-ji, the main character, was a degenerate gambler. He'd blow all the money if he had it. He had to struggle to earn it, to value life. You want to help people, but they need to struggle to get the views, to be able to help them. See what I'm saying?
I like PewDiePie, but like I need a good video so PewDiePie gets the most promotion. You see what I'm saying?
What I'm trying to say is Mr. Beast is an evil Korean man, and the evil, ultra-wealthy Koreans paying to view this chaos, that's us. Collectively, we viewed that video 650
Well, I don't
million
even know
times.
that I
That's a
watched
lot of
that
ads.
video.
Mr. Beast now has multiple Hollywood-style studios, giant warehouses, hundreds of employees, hundreds of cameras, And it's all live. You've got one take, one shot. How did
I have
he
seen
pull
some of
it
his
off?
recent videos, though.
Everything.
I definitely
He
have.
has over 60 billion views on a planet of 8 billion.
I saw one where he hired a hitman.
This is where you live?
Yeah.
Full time.
I mean, sometimes, you know, when my girlfriend's in town, I'll go to a house, but it's much easier to stay here because then I don't have to drive a lot.
If you want to make everybody happy, don't be a leader, sell ice cream.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes of his.
Like his idol, he didn't get here by being nice. This is his employee handbook. I'd rather you be honest with each other than nice to each other. Work with intensity. Pull all-nighters. No does not mean no. That literally doesn't mean shit. Don't stop until all conceivable options are exhausted. Now, this is literally cited in the Beast Games lawsuit. It's okay for boys to be childish. If talent wants to draw a male dong-dong on the whiteboard in the video or do something stupid, let them. Really, do everything you can to empower the boys when filming and help them make content. Help them be idiots. Jimmy, lost soul, friend, you can't tell 18-year-old female interns this. Are you out of your f***ing mind? But the document does one thing very well, and his disgruntled ex-employee mentioned it.
Do you think Jimmy really enjoys doing good and helping people?
I think Jimmy wants to be the best YouTuber. I think he is laser focused on one goal, and I think whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do.
It laser focuses everyone on one goal, his goal, to make the best YouTube videos possible. He focuses everyone on key metrics, just a few. He narrows it down. It's all about watch time. And he makes it clear how hard people will need to work to pull off these Fear Factor stunts on a beer budget. We are not Hollywood. It's impressive what he's pulled off, but even Fear Factor on a Hollywood budget became too dangerous.
Those shows, what happens is you get used to one thing, and so you have to do something that's bigger and better the next year.
Yeah.
And so when we came back, I felt uncomfortable with a lot of the shit. They know how to do it. Like these stunt guys are top of the food chain. But they were doing some sketchy shit.
Wait, these are actually sharp.
Too bad. The walls are closing in.
So he warns, I only want A players who are the best in the goddamn world at their job. C players are poisonous and should be transitioned to a different company immediately. It's okay, we give everyone severance. They'll be fine. That doesn't seem like our sweet Jimmy on YouTube. Seems more like Stevie Jobs.
I've built a lot of my success off finding these truly gifted people and not settling for B and C players, but really going for the A players. And that's what the MAC team was like. They were all A players.
The work was intense. The commitment needed to do it was intense. I lost my wife in that process. I lost my children in that process. I lost the whole structure of my life was just changed forever by going and working on the MAC.
But there are also people who now say that they don't have the energy anymore to work for you.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Many great founders say essentially the same thing. Here's NVIDIA's founder.
You have to suffer, you have to struggle, you have to endeavor, you have to do those hard things and work through it in order to really appreciate what you've done. And there are no such thing that are great that was easy to do. And so by definition, I would say, therefore, I wish upon you greatness, which by my way of saying it, I wish upon you plenty of pain and suffering. And so
they justify it. The business world is cruel, and to compete, just to survive, or to be great, people must struggle. Launching Feastables would be no different. Why chocolate?
Right, chocolate is popular like globally. You know, we now dub in I think 16 different languages, including Japanese and French and Hindi. Those are all markets for us that we're pushing into. I don't think he takes a multi-billion-dollar acquisition right now. There's just too much upside in the business right now.
Just for Feastables.
Yeah, you'd actually be surprised. Chocolate actually it's a pretty good margin business for us, and I mean Hershey is still, you know, they probably churn off $600 to $800 million in profit every single year, and have been doing this for 50 plus years, and so.
But why is cheap chocolate so cheap?
More than 60% of cocoa comes from just 2 West African countries, Ivory Coast and Ghana. And researchers have found that in those places, between 73 and 90% of cocoa farmers do not earn a living income. An estimated 1.5 million children work in cocoa production in Ghana and Ivory Coast. many of whom are engaged in dangerous tasks. Or as a Washington Post investigation concluded, the odds are substantial that a chocolate bar bought in the United States is the product of child labor.
Feastables originally launched a slave-free chocolate, but in order to expand and compete with Hershey, they had to source from West Africa and remove their slave-free branding, which suggests...
Oh,
It's
man.
likely then that Mr. Beast is now using child labor and forced labor for Feastables chocolates.
But what if Mr. Beast takes all that money from people struggling in West Africa to make not slave-free chocolate and gives it to people in Uganda?
What?
Together with Give Directly, we have been able to change the lives of thousands of people in this village.
Just how much are you willing to make people suffer making not slave-free chocolate to help more people, to get more views? Jimmy makes it clear, any money spent should be on camera because it is all about views. In 2019, he gets over 100 million views, planting 20 million trees. That's a win-win. He follows it up with Team C's cleaning up the ocean, more views.
And for every $1 you guys donate like this, one less pound of trash will be in the ocean.
But then he gets a new sponsor.
This is why we all brought a Circle water bottle, because you can put a flavor cartridge in it and make water taste good.
Problem is, Circle uses giant disposable flavoring cartridges made of number 5 plastic. Number 5 plastic is basically trash. More than 98% is either trashed or ends up in the ocean. People say, wait a minute.
But guys, like, people out here, they trust you. And normally I would say, hey, it's not fair. They never asked to be role models. But in this case, you kind of did. You led a bunch of kids to go out, hashtag Team C's, to go and clean up the oceans. And now you basically got in bed with a company where you're leading the same exact kids to go throw the plastics right back in. And that kind of sucks.
See this hospital?
This hospital looked like this.
Random
But
crap.
in the real shot, there's no moss.
Yeah.
There's no decrepit.
Right here, you'll notice this pillar, 2 white lines. Right here, same pillar, 2 white lines. But there's a building behind it. So in this opening shot, where Mr. Beast says, this is what the hospital looked like a month ago, they digitally removed the entire hospital to make it look like they built the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
Tricking people for views is fun.
I heard
movie
about
magic,
this.
But tricking people into thinking you built a hospital for charity, that could be charity fraud. And who was this? Rosanna is a famous YouTuber who says Mr. Beast betrayed her for views.
They lost me. Like, I got locked in a freezer. So I got in there and it locked on me and I couldn't get out of the freezer. And I had to like jam it and I finally got out of there. And then when I found them, they were on to another challenge and they were like, we were wondering where you were. And they edited me out somewhere in the middle when really I was top 3.
Wait,
and
what?
then in the
How?
edit, they have like, okay, top 3 is Larry and Logan Paul and Zach King. They weren't top 3. I beat Logan Paul.
What?
Oh, Mr. Beast messed with the wrong, strong little woman. After she came forward, she received hundreds of messages from alleged employees and contestants accusing Mr. Beast of bad stuff. As Rosanna starts releasing videos, Mr. Beast became the most subscribed YouTuber and films the Amazon show Beast Games.
Beast Games is being shot under a cloud of controversy.
Marketed Beast Games as the biggest reality competition series ever, with 1,000 contestants competing for a $5 million cash prize, the biggest single prize in the history of television and streaming.
This scale is massive. Like, normally reality TV in the US, the participant count tops out at about 24. So Netflix was pushing it when they did 456. And now we're talking about 1,000. The logistics of managing all of that, I don't know if there's anyone who works in television who really knows how to do it.
The class action lawsuit claiming the Amazon Prime show exploited the labor of the contestants, alleging sexual harassment and a hostile work environment.
In our group, she did need her epilepsy medication and she did not get it. And I witnessed a male just collapse right in front of me and he was convulsing.
I heard people got trampled.
During that first game, I got trampled. Every line had a group of people at the back that were just getting trampled, and I watched a woman get knocked out cold.
Several contestants were hospitalized during the Beast Games promo shoot, according to NBC's Las Vegas affiliate KSNB. In a statement to NBC News, a spokesperson for Mr. Beast said that the promo shoot involving over 2,000 participants was, quote, unfortunately complicated by a global technology outage, extreme weather, and other unexpected logistical and communications issues, which we are currently reviewing.
Court documents, including a copy of a manual titled How to Succeed in Mr. Beast Production, that states, really do everything you can to empower the boys when filming. help them be idiots.
I will say, stunts this big, pulling all this off, requires massive programs in place to ensure ethical behavior and safety. That is the job of a chief compliance officer. The MrBeast chief compliance officer is, or was, Sue Perisher, his mother. That's right. The woman who feared her son would later turn into an abuser was responsible for ensuring MrBeast, the company, would not abuse people. Now, none of these allegations have been proven, but they have piled up quite high. And what does Jimmy do after it all piles up just a little too high? He decides it's a good time to launch a kids' lunch.
Yeah, then it was like really
He's
moldy and
currently
stuff.
accused
There was
of
like
hiring
issues of
offenders
mold.
children.
What?
The backlash was around nutritional health of children.
However, it's been known, especially by experts, that while these kits are fun and tasty, their nutritional value is just not good.
Does nobody care about the not slave-free chocolate? That's the worst thing out of all of this. The thing about the old man from Squid Game, he ended 455 lives just to teach one man that the world is cruel and the only way to succeed in business or life is through struggle and competition. What the kind of lesson or teacher is that? There's no moral question here. At some point, going too far to do something good makes you evil. The question is, has Jimmy gone too far? Will this end him, or is this just what it takes to become and stay number one?
Oh, wow, what an end. Man. Shit's best. They're looking fantastic. I don't know. I feel like trash. Let's watch. This is a video that I just made. Actually, I'm gonna restart the stream, and I'm gonna call. Oh, that's an interesting idea. It'll be a commentary of my videos that I've made. Okay. All right. I'm going to let the stream catch up, and then, yeah, I'll do that. That's actually a pretty interesting idea, I think. I'm going to let it catch up. Hold on. And I'm going to... Sorry. I'm going to... Oh, that's an interesting idea. It'll be a commentary of my videos. All right. That I've made. Goodbye.